right, let's check what's on our docket. Lindsay Lohan, the necklace, the puppy in the mail, and a popular handbag designer versus an eBayer. Our legal guys are ready. Civil rights attorney Avery Friedman in Cleveland and New York criminal defense attorney Richard Herman in Washington. Okay, let's begin with Lindsay Lohan. I know a lot has been said about her all week long. And so now we're talking about the case, gentlemen, where Richard, the judge says, okay, we're going to release you on bail, but she is facing a grand theft charge, which could mean up to 3 years in prison if convicted.
Well, it's a little worse than that, Fred. It's felony grand theft, not like the video game. This is the real deal. And if she gets convicted of the felony grand theft, she will go to prison. In addition to that, she will go to prison for violating her probation. So there's going to be 2 prison sentences hand down if she gets convicted of the necklace thing. The necklace is real bad for her. You know, she sent flowers to them to try to tone them down. It looks real bad. The store has already said it's very difficult to rent any kind of jewelry from us. We don't give it out as gifts like that. So she's in a heap of trouble.
So Avery, you're in complete disagreement with everything that Richard had to say?
Absolutely.
Beginning with?
Yeah, I mean, look. She was actually supposed to get off probation, Frederica, the end of this month. Now, Judge Kevin Schwartz, who's overseeing this, is not going to permit her to end her probation because we need a resolution of the felony case. But let me tell you something. The owner of the store has given the police 3 or 4 different stories on this thing. She's walked out in the past with a diamond earring. Her defense is that, in fact, her stylist is going to testify that it was she, the stylist, who was supposed to return the necklace. So this is far from a slam dunk. Yeah, it's trouble, but let me tell you something. From the defense lawyer's perspective, she's an annuity for that law firm. Believe me, it never ends.
Oh, and so there's also a possibility, Avery, or would there be a possibility that this felony charge would be reduced to being a misdemeanor? And if that were the case, what would be at stake for her?
Well, it's still a crime, though. The problem is that any kind of misbehavior on her part, and she seems to specialize in this, is going to be problematic because it's going to keep her on probation. But if indeed, even if she's convicted of a misdemeanor, she may very well be looking for jail time. Her lawyer is saying, we'll do a deal, but no jail.
Okay.
Hey, but Fred, you know, in California, for all the train wreck fans out there, even if she does get a prison sentence, whether it's months or a year, you know, they reduce it to a couple weeks because of the overcrowding, and she'll be out getting into more trouble.
Wow. And just for the record, yesterday she did tweet that she is no thief. All right, let's move on to another case. This one is really bizarre. Avery, this woman by the name of Stacey Champion wanted to surprise her 11-year-old son with a puppy. She lives in Minneapolis. The son lives in Georgia. She decided to put this cute little pooch right here in a pouch and mail it. No holes, no food, none of that. And now she's facing some cruelty to animal charges. Anything more might she be facing? Can you mail a live animal?
I mean, and the puppy's name is Guess. This is mind-numbing. I mean, it's stunning that people do this. Yeah, there were no holes, no food, no water. And then listen to this. When the postal authorities hear something in the box, they say, well, what do you got in there? And you know what she says?
What?
She says it's a toy robot. She knew what she was doing.
I
mean, it's just ridiculous. She's going to get convicted, and now she's going back after the Postal Service with the 22 bucks she had to spend.
That's right. She says, give me back the money that I spent. Richard, what do you have to say? And then I definitely want to hear from the judge and the woman, apparently, in court.
No, she wants the dog back. That's even worse. But she said there was no sign up in the post office that said you could not send a dog. Therefore, I thought I could do it. If you read the transcript, the judge was fighting for vocabulary because he couldn't respond to this.
Well, let's listen to the judge and this woman real quick.
It's incredible.
Good.
Stacey Champion.
You can see the holes and all that other good stuff.
Disgraceful. You cannot tell me that you thought you were doing the right thing.
Well, she says she was doing the right thing. Well, we'll see what happens next because, we'll move on to the next chapter on that one. And then this has to be the case of the day. This young woman says, I want to put my Coach bags on eBay. I want to sell them, make a little money. Everyone else does it. Why can't I? But then Coach, the manufacturer, says, no, you can't do this because you were a former employee and you bought these handbags at a discount. So Avery, you know, while Coach is saying this is, you know, a trademark infringement issue, she says, no, I should be able to sell whatever I want when I want.
Yeah, and she's right. I mean, the fact is that Coach and their lawyers are a bunch of bullies, in my opinion, and trying to push people around. Look at the fact of counterfeiting is a problem. They have to be aggressive about that. They knew that Kim was a former employee. It's a used purse.
Gina Kim.
How are you going to buy a used purse at Coach? For goodness sakes! In fact, eBay acknowledged that she was right. Coach was wrong. Put the ad back up there. And now there's a countersuit under consumer protection laws for trying to interfere with commerce against Coach.
So she's
I
suing
hope this
Coach.
young woman actually prevails.
Interesting. So, Richard, Coach is suing her. She claims that's intimidation. Now she's countersuing. When does it end?
It ends when Coach turns around and silently gives her a few dollars, and the whole case walks away. But Ravi's right.
Exactly right.
Coach were bullies here. She has every right to sell that bag on eBay, every right. And for them to send the kind of letter that they sent out, obviously counterfeiting is a huge problem on eBay.
Yeah.
Coach is suffering from it, so they send this vicious letter for suing for $2 million, legal fees, treble damages, and pay us $300 immediately. How many people, Fred, do you think just automatically send $300, whether they're right or wrong, just to end this problem?
Yeah.
It's a big problem
Right.
for Coach,
That's right.
and
That's
they're
right.
going to be called to task on this one, Fred.
Okay, Richard Avery, we're going to see you
Good.
again later on in the hour because we're going to talk about something else. Woo, 400 or so football fans are really fired up. They went to the Super Bowl last week. They didn't get their seats, and we're going to talk about the legal battle that it has come to when we see you again in a few minutes.